Hello and welcome back to the Squirrel Head YouTube channel. That was absolutely worth getting up at 4 in the morning for, but we've obviously just had Liverpool have just had their first loss of pre-season to Chelsea, 1-0. 10 minutes in, Gary Cahill gets a header. Any of our defenders and goalkeeper should have done a lot better anyway in getting that ball out, but credit to Cahill, got the header in. The game on a whole, not the best game, let's be honest. We struggled early on, first 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the first half. Really struggled to deal with Willian. Only highlights the defensive frailties that we've got with Alberto Moreno. He could not deal with him whatsoever, giving away a stupid foul. I think he got booked on like 8 minutes or something, which then means he's knackered for the rest of the game because he's not going to be able to put any tackles in or take any risks and stuff like that. Absolutely stupid. For most of the part in the first half, we did grow into the game, but there was no standout players for me. We didn't make any serious changes until about maybe 65 minutes when we had Henderson, Milner, Ojo, and Danny Ings came on. Started with Firmino up front. Firmino did get a goal, but it was adjudged to be offside. I didn't think it was offside. I haven't seen any replays of it though, so I could be wrong on that one. So it could have been 1-1. But at the end of the day, I actually think that us conceding a goal and losing a game will be good for pre-season, because if we went a whole pre-season and we say we won or drew all of our games, the new players and stuff like that, they wouldn't know what it's like to actually lose games. How are you going to react? How the players react to going behind and stuff like that, and they reacted quite well. They were okay. I was a little bit disappointed with Grujic. Didn't have a very good game today, and did get taken off for Henderson or Milner, whichever one it was. Lovren didn't have a good game either. Klavan, he was okay, shaky at the start, but it is his first game. I am going to let him off a little bit, but he is a veteran. Should have been a bit more solid in my opinion. Moreno, no, just no. I can't handle it. Just no. He's so frail at the back. It's just like you might as well be playing with 10 men. I was disappointed pretty much. Like, I put my preview up last night about who I'd like to see playing. Disappointed to not see any strikers. Obviously, I knew that Origi, Benteke weren't going to be travelling with the squad, or they weren't going to be available for this one. But then it was announced, like, about maybe an hour or so later, that there's going to be no Sturridge either. And Sturridge needs to come in and have a pre-season, like a proper pre-season, get into some of these games, especially against Chelsea, who we are going to come up against in the league, possibly cup ties as well. You know, it's important, and I really wanted to see that connection between the likes of Mane. Mane was trying hard today, but it just wasn't happening for him. There was, some deliveries of crosses and things like that. They just weren't happening. Firmino looked increasingly isolated. Not bringing Danny Ings on at half-time and bringing him on later on, maybe he might have had a bit more of an impact, but credit to Chelsea. They were defensively solid. They were absolutely fucking unbelievable in that respect. Conte has got them well drilled in defence, and they've obviously got one of the best defenders in the English game in John Terry to lead that defensive line and give him more purpose. He'll most likely become his new Chiellini. So, it was okay. One quick note on Fabregas. It's pre-season. I'm not going to slag you off and call your names like some would, but for God's sake, it's pre-season. Why are you going in for ankle-snapping tackles like that? It's pre-season. It's not a competitive game, and I wouldn't expect people to be doing that in a competitive game as well. People were in uproar in the crowd. You could hear it about him getting a straight red card. That was a straight red card all day long, and I would have reacted the exact same if it was Klavan on Fabregas. So they can fuck off with that idea that it's like biased or whatever. I'm not biased in my opinions in that one. If it was the other way around, I'd react the exact same. It's a disgusting tackle. It really is. Unnecessary. It's a pre-season game. It was petering out. Both sides were pretty toothless. Aside from Cahill's goal. Aside from that, bloody hell, I don't want to see how many goals we didn't have on target. I think we've had quite a lot of shots that were off target. Chelsea, they were threatening, but they did threaten quite a lot more than we did in this game. They had a few more first team starters in their team as well, but they had a lot of youth players as well. Ruben Loftus-Cheek as well was pretty damn good for those guys as well. So what do we take from this? We know that, for me, Lovren being in defence, Matip coming back in, that Lovren and Matip partnership was looking pretty good earlier on in pre-season. When that gets shaken up, it just made everything look a little bit looser. Wasn't very good. I want to see Nathaniel Klein coming back in as well, and that'll hopefully be our first 11 sort of back four. Henderson and such looked pretty good, but they were wasting crosses. They're only just, coming back in from the international duty and stuff like that. But, it is what it is. I want to see Sturridge. I want to see Origi. Maybe even Benteke. I've said before, I don't want to see Benteke go, especially to someone like Crystal Palace, because they'll probably fucking dick us every time they fucking play us if he goes there. I want to see all the players get some chances. We've got some good games, competitive games coming up before the very first one of the Premier League. Just let's get these guys let's just give them a run out. That's all we can do. Anyway, those are my thoughts. A little bit disappointed, but I'm quite glad we lost. Now we've got to see. I'm not glad we lost, right? Let's get that right first of all. But I want to see how the players react to having lost a game and conceded goals as well, because that's the first goal we conceded in pre-season as well. So let's see how they react, how they regroup, and how they work together in the next game. If you like the video, please drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will catch you later.